Hello everybody, welcome back to Alchemy Gaming. In this episode 2 of Worldwide Rush St. Louis, we're going to see what we have going on here. We just started the month, so Rolla is really overcrowded. We do have an event going on, that could be what's happening, but still it's very overcrowded. Let's buy another vehicle. Oh, you know what? We could upgrade the Hubbard's 15. We could go with a Garnet, and then maybe we can drop some of these level 2s. We'll put this on play. Wow, they're having a hard time getting everywhere, honestly. Chicago 15. Maybe it's time to upgrade these. If we upgrade this to level 3, there. So we'll have 3 level 3s. So Chicago itself, let's go to Hamilton. We could do that with a 230 Nimbus. Just enough money to make that happen. Now, where else are they having issues? Little Full going to St. Louis. Little Full going to Fort Dodge. Not crazy though. Cedar Rapids, where are they sitting there? Could buy another vehicle, say a Hubbard. Now let's go back down to St. Louis. St. Louis is really having a hard time with everything pretty well. Hannibal, they're okay. Chicago's a little not so great, but we did just add a bus. Cedar Rapids is having a hard time as well. And that we could potentially buy another one. We just click on this. Oh, we don't have enough. How much does it want? It wants 538, which should be very soon. It should be able to pull it off. There we go. So that's that. St. Louis. If it hits, I don't know if it needs 100% or it needs 97% to get that 291. That would be good. So they're suggesting I upgrade the Slaggard. And they're also suggesting, oh, you need another 120 to upgrade that. Yeah, let's boost up the speed. Okay, we'll go ahead and do that. Sure. That did upgrade, right? I think it did. Slaggard to Davenport. Let's see. I don't know if it needs an Antero. We could just go with a Hubbard. How about that? And this one, the St. Louis, I guess it must not have upgraded then. We could go with an Antero. Replace it, it'd be 121. There. So we did them both. Now back to St. Louis again. The Toronto. It wants to go to Toronto. Okay, can we do that? Let's see. Toronto, there's a Canadian flag. We can go. Let's go to the 340 Express. That'd be a little bit better than the Nimbus. There we go. Cedar Rapids, still not doing great. Fort Dodge is being stubborn as well. Let's get over the Fort Dodge. We have two 230s. What if I upgrade one of them? Can I do it? 2.3 million. I could do the 340 Express. That might be the better way of going. So we got one of them upgraded because the 340 will take 14 people and the 230 takes 8. 340 also goes slightly faster. Has the same ticket price. We could maybe go on this other 230 and replace that to a 340. Doesn't look like it wants to. It needs a bit more money to do that, but I think we'll go ahead and pull the trigger on it though. There we go. So that will help that a little bit. Now Nashville, Hannibal all of a sudden is having a hard time. What do we got there? All level 2s. What if we upgrade some of these? Oh, okay, wait a minute. Okay, the month flipped over. Cities have grown. Tourism is still pushing things. So they want us to build a hub in Fort Dodge. It's a level 3. So, okay, we can do that, I guess. It also wants Chicago to go to Mississauga and to go to Buffalo or Grand Rapids. So we'll do this Fort Dodge thing first. And we're going to require 1.4 million. There is a loan. I could probably take a loan. Where is the loan thing? It's somewhere. Is it here in cities? No. Is it here? No. Okay, well, we'll just do this hub there. So there's the hub they were desperate for. Now, Chicago to, was it Toronto? They want Mississauga and Oshawa, actually. Mississauga, we could always do a 230 Nimbus on that. And they wanted to go to Buffalo or Grand Rapids. Okay. Grand Rapids is definitely doable because I could just go by bus. Let's put an Anturo down. We'll build a road. Wasn't so bad of a road. Maybe we'll go, not the Anturo, we'll go with Powell instead. So we did our hub in Fort Dodge. We're going to get money there. I'm not sure what the 04 is. Got the 22. Chicago. Going to Fort Dodge is really struggling. What if we upgrade these? We could buy 340 is going to be 1.8 million. So if we go to upgrade them, it's probably going to be fairly expensive. 2.4 million. Yeah, we may have to just leave that. So Fort Dodge itself wants to go to Cedar Rapids, does it? It wants to go to Omaha. All right, let's do that. We'll slow this down a bit. So Fort Dodge to Omaha, we'll go with a Hubbard. Build a road. There we go. Fort Dodge wants to go to Des Moines. We'll take a Hubbard on that. Build a road there. Create. Fort Dodge also wants to go to Sioux Falls and St. Cloud. Okay, Sioux Falls is probably doable. All right, 234, not so bad. We'll keep going with the Hubbard, I guess. Create that. And now it wants to go to St. Cloud. That's a 340. Stick with the Hubbard. Build a road. And there we go. So that gives me 4 of 4. Chicago's got 22 of 22. Now, do we have anything down in St. Louis we need to do? It's not too bad. Nashville's not so great, though. What's going on in Nashville? Is that the one we have to upgrade our planes? Okay, we have one plane upgraded. To upgrade again, we're looking at 1.2 million. Little pricey. Okay, we just flipped over the month. So Toronto's up, Hamilton's up, Oshawa and St. Louis all up. Buy even more shares, fulfill Chicago's demand. Chicago, any new routes they're demanding? No, but they do have Hamilton. That I think they're going to want another vehicle on that. So we'll send a second plane going to Hamilton. You can put this on play. And what about Fort Dodge? It is struggling to get the Des Moines. So we could maybe add another one in here, another Hubbard. Anywhere else they're having a hard time? Okay, getting the Omaha also. They're having a hard time with that. Let's add another one in, but we'll need to wait a few seconds to get 139,000. When we do, we'll throw another bus down, which is probably going to make Fort Dodge ship even more people over to Chicago and St. Louis. So it's going to be a roundabout way. It's going to make it even busier, which will create some more difficulties for us. All right, there we go. So Fort Dodge, that's a little bit better. Okay, it's somewhat better than it was. Okay, St. Louis wants to go to Phoenix. That's going to be a tough one. It's still struggling to get to Nashville. Really, we need to upgrade this 230 here. It has to be upgraded. And it's going to cost 1.3 million. If we went to the 390, it's even more. So we basically have to go 340 and hope we get enough money to do it. If we can, we'll go 1.3 million. And then we'll have to, once we do that, take another gander at Chicago. Because we don't want to let it get too far out of whack either. So the more hubs you have, the more you got going on, for sure. And it seems like whenever you get money, you just keep running out of money because you're buying more planes or buses or trains eventually, I guess. Okay, so there's our other vehicle to Nashville. Now back over to Chicago. Fort Dodge is like horrible. Fort Dodge, I don't know. Could we do a vehicle of some sort to Fort Dodge? If we did, and we went with, say, a Gannett, we'd have to build a slight road there. Okay, let's do that. Let's put 2 of them on. So I think we now have two buses going to Fort Dodge, so that should help things. Hamilton has direct path. Chicago wants to go to Toronto. Okay, let's see. Toronto, 714 kilometers. It's a little far. We could go with the water taxi. 352. The water taxi will be 148. Could go with a bus. Or we could hold out for the 340 Express, which is 1.9 million. That's probably what we should do, is wait for that. And we just dropped a little bit of money, so that's not good. Yeah, we're going to flip over the month before we get to it, is what's going to happen. See if we gain any money at the end of the month. We kind of went down a little bit. Okay, so cities grew, Oshawa grew, Fort Dodge grew. More connections to St. Louis. So it wants 2 more connections. Nashville also wants a hub. So maybe what we'll do is put a Nimbus going to Toronto. And that's not going to be probably enough, but it will give it something. Okay, we'll slow that down a little bit. So Nashville, if we hub Nashville, it's going to be 1.4 million, almost 1.5. It's going to be a tough one. What are we making money-wise anyways? So income from planes, road vehicles, so they're about the same. So if I go backwards to the last month, I made 4.2 million. But I'm just putting so much money in the planes, right, is what the deal is. So now if I go for a hub here, okay, so now Nashville, where does it want to go? It wants to go to Atlanta, Bowling Green. It's doing okay to St. Louis. So Nashville to Bowling Green. Okay, very close. So we can definitely throw a bus down there. I don't know why that is so expensive. It's kind of weird. I have no idea why that was so expensive. I don't know what the problem was. So now, where else does Nashville want to go to? It wants to go to Atlanta. Almost certainly this is, well, 342. I mean, we could, it's going to be almost 4. We could put a we could put a Nimbus. Oh no, that's a water taxi. Didn't mean to click on that. A Nimbus is going to be 587. Way quicker though, so we'll go with that. And then when we get the money, we can always go ahead and bump it up to another Nimbus. And then start upgrading after that point. St. Louis wants to go to Phoenix. I'm going to guess that's quite far away. Phoenix, 2,000 kilometers. Yeah. So we don't even have something that can do that except a train, which would be a lot of money for rails. So that's just gonna have to wait. It's just the way it is. So Nashville wants to go to Cookville. Let's slow this down a bit. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. It was Bowling Green that wanted to go to Cookville. So now if we go to Atlanta, we probably should find another plane here. I think one plane's not enough. So let's go with the better plane, 340. And then we jump up to Chicago. So they want to go to Toronto. There is a direct path. We're just going to have to put another plane on it. Go with the 230. As soon as we get enough money. And see. All right, there we go. Slow that down a bit. We'll jump over the Fort Dodge again. Fort Dodge is quite busy. It's going everywhere, but just not enough. The St. Cloud, it's got a decent bus on there. We could throw another one. And then where else? Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls is right there. We could put another one on there too. That's gonna help. Omaha is really busy. So we may need to put another vehicle on the Omaha run here. We're not keeping up at all. So the vehicles are getting expensive. 470,000. Let's put an Antero. Actually, let's go Garnett. So we just flipped over the month. Destination have changed. Can buy more shares. Oshawa and Nashville have grown. St. Louis wants better demand fulfilled. Chicago wants better demand fulfilled. And Minneapolis is looking for a hub of some kind. So it's going to be 1.5 million for that. Let's look at our planes. We're making money off almost all of them. And as far as our buses, making money off almost all of them as well. So we're doing pretty good there. So if we just speed this up, we can probably do this Minneapolis hub. I would probably rather grow slower, but I don't know what happens if you don't do what they're asking you to. I honestly don't know how that goes down, if they fire you or whatever. Okay, so Minneapolis right now wants to go to St. Cloud. So that's going to be, okay, let's clear this. Minneapolis to St. Cloud. We'll put, let's say, a Gannett. Oh, that's really expensive. Let's go in Antero. Honestly, was almost the same expense. Slow this down a bit. So Minneapolis wants to go to Mankato. And we have 15 people that want to go there. So let's go another Antero, build a road. There we go. And so that takes care of Minneapolis. Fort Dodge to Sioux Falls is struggling a little bit. Let's buy another vehicle. We'll go Hubbard on that. And then to Omaha is still struggling, but let's go to the Hubbard. See if we can upgrade them to Anteros. Okay, there we go. It's going to help a bit. Now back over to Chicago. Oh, man. They're really having a hard time going to Hamilton here. We need to buy another Nimbus at least. And we could actually buy another one. And then if we click down to Toronto, probably have the same problem, yeah. We need to buy, for some reason, oh, maybe it's because they want to upgrade. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's, let's see. The vehicles is 17, right? Pretty sure you gotta upgrade that. I kind of forget where you do it though, but it's here somewhere. Chicago. It's got to be a vehicle type thing. See, Ford Dodge has 7. There is a limit. I just don't know where it is. I should know, but I don't know. Maybe it's here. Okay. So the storage is 12. So that must be what it is. So if I go in here, is there, right? Yeah, see they're bumping up the storage. That's exactly what that is. So sometimes maybe it's better off just upgrading what you have than getting a bunch of less expensive things that maybe are going to cost more when you turn around to add another one type deal. So say Nimbus must need to upgrade again to get one of them. We would be better off probably just upgrading one of these Nimbuses. The 340 would cost 1.2. Yeah, so that's like, we're better off doing that. Yes, it won't be exactly double, but it'll be close. So as soon as we get 1.2, we'll throw that down. Now this other one, maybe we should do the same thing if we can climb up to 1.2 again. And it's hard to do everything, honestly. I mean, they want you to keep growing. So that doesn't give you a whole lot of time to fix what you got and to make it perfect. So you're kind of struggling to keep ahead of things, right? So Hamilton's got a ton of stuff waiting. St. Louis is still struggling here. We have several buses. Let's see if we can upgrade them to Gannett's. Limited number of vehicles. Okay, let's see. What's the problem? Oh, there's only one left. Okay. Let's take maybe this Powell one then and upgrade it to a Gannett. There we go. And that's about all we can do there. We'll take a gander at St. Louis. Wants to go to Phoenix, but that's just simply too far. It wants to go to Hamilton. St. Louis to Hamilton. Let's put a 340 Express on that. So that'll cover everything but the Phoenix thing, which is just, we don't have anything that's that far. Nashville wants to go to Louisville. So I believe we should be able to do that. We'll go with an Endicott because we really have no other option than to use that. So Nashville, shipping out decently. Cookville wants to go in. We could try something like that. If we did Cookville in with, say, a Hubbard, the road's going to cost 140. We're almost at the end of the month, though. We could leave it. You know, maybe we should just leave it. Just not bother with it. We'll just clear this till the game makes us do it. Ford Dodge. It's actually sitting not too bad now. Maybe the St. Cloud. We could afford to go up a little bit, possibly. To an Antero would be, oh, not that big of a difference, really, eh? Oh, I think we just hit the top of our, could do a Foraker. Okay, we'll do this. We'll make that a Foraker as well. And we can't. Okay. So Chicago's up to 100. St. Louis is at 85. So it's struggling to get to Phoenix and to Hamilton, actually. Don't think there's a whole lot we can do there. Let's pause this, see if we can find. Okay, it's not there. There is a place you can get a loan, I know. And just where. So we have the most company value. And where are we on the biggest? Okay. Operating profits were the highest. So we're doing good that way. Countries, cities, bank balance. Okay, that's. If we click, okay, we click on this. So where's the loan thing? We change our logo. We can buy shares. View finances. Borrow. We can borrow how much? Up to 13 million. We can borrow that. Okay, let's just let this go to the end of the month and see where we end up. St. Louis really, wow. We need to definitely do something here because St. Louis is struggling. It's got just so much demand. It's not even funny. We could put infrastructure in, but that's quite a bit of money. We don't necessarily have all that. And let's see. See, we're making money in every single airplane and almost every bus. Very close to every bus. So we're doing good that way. Can't complain. I'll just speed this up a little bit. Get us to the end of the month. Okay. So here we are at the end of the month. And we're sitting at about 876,000. So in this video, we added in Fort Dodge as a hub. Minneapolis is a hub, which is going to need some work. See, they want to go to Des Moines. We added in Nashville. And then we sort of helped some of these other places send out more whatever, I guess. Operating profit was 258. Company value is 47 million. So if we click on this one right here, oh, we're second in operating profit. Someone's slightly ahead of us, I guess. But value, we're number one by a decent margin. So if you like that video, like, comment, subscribe. Come back and watch another great video of Viking Meat Gaming.